And so it was just really dawned on me, and what a lot of Tom and I have talked about. He shared with me and educated me on this sort of art of storytelling and really connecting with your customers. And it's like, how can you connect with your customers if you only talk about what you do and you're not really having your differentiator in there of who you are? And then what is really, I think we're in this now, as we entered the ever evolving world of AI, it's really like an age of authenticity. Like everybody's talking about authenticity now. That's really like cutting through all of this technology. I love what you just said, like leverage the power of the story. Like just so important. It seems so difficult. There's so much friction to get that story out. I don't know, Tom. And Tom, you're good at that sort of in the interviewing process. I feel like you're a great interview of just kind of pulling out that story and then, getting that out and sort of then weaving it into, I guess, what would be storytelling. There's one thing to interview a client and get their story. It's another thing to like actually turn that into marketing messaging.
Yeah. And I love to do the output of the storytelling. So I love getting the inputs, decoding it and saying, this is what the human who hears the story is going to connect with.
Yeah.
But I'm like you, where it's like, I'm a big proponent of, I love to write and I love to read, but like, there's nothing that the written word can accomplish quite as well as a video. Unless, it has its moments, right? Sunny day on a beach, I'd rather read a book than watch a video. But Ryan, how do we get brands over this friction that Curtis mentioned? Either it's a legacy baggage mindset that this is going to cost way too much and take way too long, or it's I can't come up with the idea. How do you help companies overcome that?
Yeah. Well, let me just add to, like, outside of hiding behind the logo, there's also, let's hide behind stock footage. Now let's hide behind AI stock footage. And is when I go to a website and I see the group, multiracial, just hanging out, pretending like we're all, it's like, that's so fake, you guys. I saw that on somebody else's website. It's like, it's posed. It doesn't feel good at all. It's not authentic, like cringe. Like, so totally. First thing is like communicating to the client that's like fine with using stock and stuff that just doesn't feel real. It's like, guys, we see that from a mile away and it doesn't build any trust. It's like, okay, why are you just using filler stuff? Like there's no differentiation here. Our stories differentiate us, our passion, our experience. When you put those things together, there's no other company that does what we do. It's similar, right? But like, my story is different. My experience is different. My passion, my why, it's all different. And so how, articulate that in a way where somebody can hear that and resonate with that, show real faces of the real people that are working there. Even if they don't, you're like, they're not modeled. It's like, that doesn't matter. I mean, do you not try to sell do you not hop on discovery calls? Cause you're like, well, like I don't look as good as I want to. No, you get on a call because you need to make the sale. So you try to educate the client. So we are showing up on video or we're showing up in person, but making a video for our website, there's this disconnect of feeling like, well, now it's real. It's like, wait, no, you just we're on calls all day, on video calls. Like, just take the heart of what you're saying there and like, let's turn it. It doesn't have to be awkward. You don't have to look into the camera. I mean, right now everybody's looking in the camera. So what if you just did like a Zoom call with somebody and you had somebody ask you some questions about, why do you care about this work? Like, why do you do it? Like, what's in it for you? Like, what's a favorite client success story? What's been like the biggest challenge that you've had in this work? Like, break this down. Have you ever thought about quitting? And like, what was the thing that kept you going? Talk about real stuff. Okay. Like, I'm not answering the question, but
but we use that, Ryan. Let me just add something there I'll let you get back to what Tom's question was, but we're actually doing that with the podcast. So that is specific example you said where this stuff can be reused. I'll be on a discovery call with a client. We'll be talking about a specific topic and I'll say, you know what? I covered this in a podcast episode. I have no problems, sharing this with you right now, but do you mind if I send you an email afterwards? I'll send you a clip, right to that section of the podcast. Go ahead and listen to it. And then they get to hear us, in an authentic way, naturally talk about it, ask questions back and forth, see how passionate we are about the specific topic, and hopefully learn a little bit more. And we've had clients really dig into that I've shared it. And then, or before they were clients, prospects who then went and watched 4 or 5 episodes, came back on our second call with senior leadership and basically said, deal's done. We don't need to talk anymore because we listened to 5 of your podcasts and we're drinking the Kool-Aid. I mean, that literally happened. So,
Yep. And for you guys, you're like, well, my video stuff didn't look as good as Ryan's and my voice didn't, like his mic is like awesome. But guess what? You got the sale. Like, you know, the things that we tell ourselves like, well, it's not as sweet as we want it to be. Yeah, but you did it. And it worked because it was real and it was authentic and you showed up. And maybe, you know, down the road, you have this internal desire to make it look better or whatever. But at the end of the day, like the client doesn't care. Like if they figure out that you can solve their problem or you've talked about all of the things enough to where they're like, this guy's an expert. He knows what he's talking about. That's the goal, is to build that trust. Sometimes we can shoot a testimonial film that looks like this and it's just like, wait, that just seems a little too polished. I mean, is this real? Is that a paid actor? I don't know. So we have clients right now where we're like, hey, you know what? We're actually going to do this over Zoom, or we're going to use an iPhone for this. We just want it to have this like, you know, handheld kind of real, raw, authentic vibe, because that's what we're doing. We're doing a piece for a local college, and we want it to have this feeling of like, oh yeah, it'll look like a student just pulled their phone out and shot that video. That's the vibe that we're going for. So we come up with a lot of different excuses, like as to why we don't do video. It cost prohibitive. Where do we start? We don't have the idea. The goal isn't to make a Super Bowl commercial. I mean, we will make a Super Bowl commercial for you, but it doesn't have to be super slick. I think there are the companies that are big enough that do that, and that's all the stuff that we see right on TV or when we're watching Amazon or wherever. Those commercials look amazing and they're hilarious, and those cost so much money. Like, let's be real. Most of our businesses aren't there, and it would be just ridiculous for us to spend 6-7 figures on a video. Showing up on a podcast and sharing your story, it's like, shoot, how much did that cost us? I don't know, like 35 minutes, and it was real, raw, relatable. One of the things that we do, you know, a client calls us and says, hey, we know we need to do a video. We saw our competitors got one. We want to do one. So we're just kind of scoping out pricing and all of this stuff. What I say, there's 2 options. There's 2 kind of clients that come to us. One, that's probably an agency that says, here's exactly what we need. We need this kind of camera. We need these kinds of shots. We've got the voiceover. We're like ready to go. We just need you to put it together, show up with your nice cameras and make it happen. And then there's the bulk of the people that call us that say, hey, we've got some ideas. Maybe we've done video before. Maybe we haven't. We know that we need something in it. We want it to be on our homepage, and the goal is this. Okay. So if that's you, then really before we hit record, we need to spend some more time building out the plan and really understanding what it is that we're trying to create, making sure that your team is in alignment, that everybody on your team says like, yeah, that's the video that we need. Okay. Versus workshops we've done in the past where you've got, you know, sales, you've got HR, you've got the CEO, a couple other people. And the first question I ask in these workshops is like, okay, like what's your, like, I don't want you to, like, CEO's going last and the person that called first, they're going second to last. So everybody else, what's the purpose or the goal of this video? You got it in hand. What's success look like? Everybody goes around, everybody has a different answer. So we leave that workshop with alignment. So we're going to know that if the goal of this video is to get more sales, one way to do that is to build trust. How are we going to build trust? We're going to do some testimonials. So we're going to grab your 3 best clients or whatever. And the questions we're going to ask are all about transformation. What was life like before working with this company? And what is life like now? We know it's not perfect, but like it's better. And why is it better? What happened? What does life look like now? So we know the questions that are going to get us the answers. And then if we're doing a brand video and it's going to highlight the, you know, CEO and the secretary who's worked there for 25 years, we're going to start with the end in mind and know that, okay, like we need a soundbite that really gets to the why this business versus the competitor. What makes you different? Why do you guys care? And so we're going to have those questions, and it's not like you're going to get it wrong when we ask the questions. You might not feel comfortable, but after sitting in a, you know, 10, 20, 30 minute interview, there's going to be this like rapport and this feeling of like, oh, okay, I'm not on. It's not like, okay, we're live and like say all the right things. It's like, no, it's very conversational. And the more real, raw, authentic you are, the more that people are going to feel that. Is that helpful? Did I answer the question?
Well, for one, you're hitting all of our high notes. You said the power of why, authenticity, what was life like before you hired my client, all of those things. That
He's got your framework, Tom.
he does. Yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah.
Very similar frameworks.